Hello. Focus Lunch here. Lunch, Bones, Lunch equals Bone Footies, whatever you know me by. It has been a very long time since I have made a YouTube video for y'all. Um, but I have been playing Pokemon. So much Pokemon. Um, that I have won the Pokemon Commuter Lunge League seasons 4 and 5. And the Pokemon Fun Leagues off season for Know Your Enemy and Monotype Madness 7. The Pokemon Commuter Lounge Leagues, Little Cup off season, just so much stuff. So much Pokemon, so many grand finals. I'm so burnt out. So thank you for being patient with me while I play catch up on some content. I'm taking a little bit of a break from competing and building, and I think it's going to be really good for the channel to hopefully get, like, I don't know, 5 subscribers. Because right now I got like 15. Y'all are slacking on hitting that sub button. But yeah, from the leagues I do, there is about a 4 month period from 4 to 5 months from the time we draft to grand finals. So it takes a whole lot out of you. Especially when you're a try hard like me, and it's all you think about during the week is Pokemon, Pokemon, Pokemon. And I'm no fun. I just want to win things. So yeah. But today, the video up for discussion is my bracket run for Monotype Madness 7 for the Pokemon Fun League. Which is, you can see the bracket up on the screen here. Sub to the Pokemon Fun League channel, please. They're awesome. They're great. Thank you to them for having me. And we spun our little wheel and randomly got assigned types, and I got grass. Which I was a little disappointed by originally, because it was the type that I got for the Pokemon Commuter Lounge League monotype bracket. That one time we did that, which I did not win. Grass was a little lacking in Generation 7. But now Generation 8 is out, and it's a Nat Dex format, and they got some new tools. Whenever you go get into a new metagame, I implore everybody to look up whatever Smogon article could possibly be relevant. There is so much knowledge of Pokemon that has come before you. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Heat is always fun, right? You find a heat set, great, awesome. But monotype has been a thing that's been very popular since Pokemon, was introduced. So there's got to be articles about articles. I didn't find any National Dex ones, but I did find a Gen 7 one, which was very helpful to me. I'm not going to go over the whole thing, of course, but very, very helpful in kind of understanding the strengths that I had before the Generation 8 stuff came out. Really, really solid balance and really solid stalling abilities between Mega Venusaur and Ferrothorn. I'm really good at playing fat teams. I'm really good at playing stall teams. So I wasn't mad at all about it. And I get to use Cradilly. Cradilly is one of the best options on Monotype Grass, because it's neutral to both flying and fire. Awesome, great, amazing, and poison. So it did help that I had the bracket wasn't too bad. On my side of the bracket, I could have had Bug. Bug might have been a little bit rough, but not like super scary. But rock and water, free as hell. Fire would have to beat water and then beat rock to get to me. So it was super, like, one of the better brackets I could have had. I'm not upset at all about it. If things randomly were laid out a little different, if I had to fight flying, or if I had to fight steel, or poison, it might have been a little rough. But I didn't. So, here we are. The way I'm going to set this up is we have a I have assessed threat lists for each type to kind of give you guys the my mindset going into each match. My week one was ground, so I wanted to build against the things that I thought ground might bring to defeat me. You know, you got to read your opponent a little bit. Obviously, grass is naturally super effective against ground and resist ground. But you know, knowing that, I know they're not going to bring, you know, your sand slashes, your jug trios, whatever. That they're going to bring dual type Pokemon that might be a little scary. So I'm gonna look at those really quick. Immediate. What I would have done if I had ground is like Lando Gliscor, like locked in immediately. Setting up a Swords Dance and having flying type stab is really hard for me to deal with. Gliscor especially, maybe with a substitute set, or maybe just with Toxicorp stalling, can really outpay, like doesn't fear anything from Mega Venusaur, doesn't fear anything from Ferrothorn, can just like set up on them. Leech Seed does not outdamage Toxicorp healing from a poison heal Pokemon. Nidoking's obviously a huge threat. Outpaces a lot of the slower Pokemon that I have. I believe speed ties with the big monkey man, Rillaboom. Sludge Wave, super effective on grass. Between Sludge Wave, Flamethrower, and Ice Beam, you're not going to have anything that I could possibly bring that's going to resist all of them. So that's a really, really scary Pokemon. Somebody made a joke in the Discord where we were playing this that Mega Camerupt might be coming. So I brought a Pokemon to make sure that I wouldn't be in huge danger by Mega Camerupt. I wasn't super scared of it, but you know, it is a fire type Pokemon. Even though it was rather slow, it could outpace Ferrothorn. As you can see, I didn't end up bringing Ferrothorn because of all the fire coverage ground could bring. And the best ground type Pokemon in the game, aside from Lando, is probably Garchomp. Mega Garchomp in particular has fire coverage, super duper scary. Yeah, so that's what I had in mind against what I was team building against. So what I ended up bringing was Serperior, Leaf Storm Contrary, you know, huge stab move, and then gets you a nasty plot setup. The combination of grass and ice is unresisted by ground. Ice was so I can get the jump on the Garchomps, Landos, and Gliscors that might be able to take one Leaf Storm. The other moves were kind of filler. I could have brought Glare, could have been good. Defog could have been good. You know, anything releases dual screens. I don't know if it gets reflected. It certainly gets light screen. Yeah. Super solid Pokemon is that. Venusaur, or as Wolfie VGC says, Wenusaur or Wendysaur. Ground types have a whole lot of physical attackers, strong attackers. Venusaur is neutral to ground, doesn't quite resist it, so I wanted all the physical bulk I can get to sponge hits and do some damage back with Giga Drain. Giga Drain, Leech Seed, and Synthesis do a lot of work in keeping me alive. Knockoff helps to cripple threats that might have a Choice Scarf, a Choice Band. You know, yeah. If there was a Gliscor, you know, and I got a knockoff on the Switch, it could have gotten rid of a Toxicorp, completely, not like neutered that Mon, but certainly made its job a lot harder. I think Abomasnow was the most interesting Pokemon I brought to probably this whole tournament, because it's just like, why would you bring Abomasnow? Abomasnow kind of sucks. It's the worst defensive typing in the game. But like I said earlier with Serperior, grass and ice go unresisted by ground. Decent special attack stat. Blizzard's really strong. And it has Aurora Veil if I wanted to set up with something. Aurora Veil could help Rillaboom get a sword stance off, making it super duper scary. So yeah, came in clutch. Rillaboom, I had Grassy Surge, Life Orb, Sword Stance, threatening Pokemon. This thing's introduction to Generation 8 made Grass Monotype a whole lot stronger than it would have been without him. Grassy Glide being a priority move that is not quite double, but close to the base power of most priority moves. So, you know, but once you consider the boost that it gets from grassy terrain that comes from Grassy Surge, it is as powerful as Extreme Speed, a little bit more powerful than Extreme Speed. I have Superpower on it to deal with maybe the Steel types that could have come. Mega Steelix did end up coming out, and Knockoff again, just really great at crippling stuff. To deal with the fire coverage that could have come, the special fire types, I have Appleton, which is the only grass type Pokemon to exist that has a resistance to fire. Or, you know, in the game it doesn't say it's not very effective, but numbers wise it resists because it's a dragon type, which cuts fire type moves in half, making it neutral, and then Thick Fat again, which cuts fire types in half. So it's only taking a quarter damage from fire type moves, which is awesome. Like Venusaur, I have a recovery move and Leech Seed, as well as Protect on this one to keep it alive and stall out as many turns as they can, get passive healing with leftovers, and Apple Acid, Appleton signature move to gradually lower the special defense of whatever I'm fighting to 1v1, you know, anything that's only trying to hit me with fire moves or ground moves. And then Ludicolo. This weird little guy. Kind of a filler Pokemon. It was definitely the last Pokemon I wanted. Having water coverage versus a ground team is awesome. I was thinking that I would bait a flying move onto it with Landorus or with Gliscor. I was so sure in my brain that both of those Pokemon were coming. I was just like, why wouldn't he bring them? So I ran a Cobra Berry to tank a flying type attack, have damage from super effective flying type attacks, set up a rain dance, and then start sweeping. Energy Ball, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam. What's taking that? You know, decent special attack stat. Alright, so let's get into the game then. I'm going to put this on fast. Alright, Venusaur. Giga Drain right off the bat. Cripple that thing. I'm going to put this on normal. Mega Steelix was a weird pick for me. I really didn't understand why it came to this game when Mega Garchomp was available. I do understand that Mega Steelix resists, or rather is neutral to both grass and ice, which is awesome to have. But it's slow. It lacks the punch that Mega Garchomp has, and it doesn't do enough damage to really fat mons like Appleton, Mega Venusaur to knock it whittled down. You know, and that's exactly what happens. I take 30 from a heavy slam, you know, which is nothing. I definitely 1v1 the hell out of this thing. We do this for a little bit. It ends up resting right here. Kind of prolonging his death, because I mean, even yes, the attack boosts help. If he got like a couple really good luck heavy slams, he could have definitely done some damage to me and left Mega Venusaur at a, you know, bad position. But considering everything else in the back, Superior, you know, did a lot of work. Rillaboom did a lot of work. So I think it was fine. This was a bad switch by me. I see how much Excadrill did to Venusaur, and assuming it must have been Choice Band or Sandforced, I guess. But I think Sandforce is kind of a weird ability. I think everybody runs Sand Rush, which is an amazing ability because speed tiers are everything. So it had some sort of extra power, and I'm like, I gotta switch the hell out. Totally forgetting that Grassy Surge, decreased the power of Earthquake. If I went into Rillaboom, he would have taken like two, like 20% at maximum, and then healed up a little bit with his Terrain Heal. So I don't know why I went into this Frailmon that for no reason, and it takes over half, and now I have to switch again. So it was a bit of a brain fart on my part. There we go. Now we go another Rillaboom. Tanks the Grassy Terrain. Takes the Earthquake. Set up a Swords Dance because I knew I was very certain that thing was Choice Banded. So he had to switch. I'm pretty sure a +2 Grassy Glide killed everything he had. Unless there was, excuse me, I just had a Seagrams. There was a Sash or something on like Mamoswine, which might have been Heat, but as we see, that wasn't the case. I don't know why I knocked there. Grassy Glide kills that mon. EGG's pretty early at this point, so he kind of knows he can't do anything. Grassy Glide kills that mon. Crocodile comes out. Skitter Smack, which was a really interesting tech. I don't know what it was for. Appleton or doesn't work on Superior, because it has Contrary, so its special attack would get raised. But I guess bug coverage just isn't bad at all. 70 base power is not terrible, so maybe he just had it for the coverage. And then I switch that thing out. Hits me with an X Scissor, so he's his last fighting words. Scarf of Obama Snow cleans up. At this point in the bracket, we were still doing best of ones. Decisive victory for me. No concerns really. The next match was a lot scarier though. So going into Dark, watching the round one of these matches, I saw that my opponent Joe, also who does all of the social media stuff for the Pokemon Fun League, really awesome dude, ran Mandibuzz and Honchkrow in the match before him, before me rather, and Flying obviously does very well into grass, resisting and being super effective against grass types, and Overcoat protects Mandibuzz from getting sleep powdered, sleep powdered, stun spored, poison powdered. Not that anybody would run poison powder because every Pokemon in the game gets toxic, but immunity to sleep powder helps a whole lot against Monotype grass in case I had something like a Whimsicott. So I was sure Mandibuzz was coming in. Honchkrow is very strong with a 125 base attack stat. Decent enough speed to outpace a lot of Pokemon that I could bring, like my fat Pokemon. So I was scared about that. Moxie can keep making it boost its attack stat. It could have forgone Brave Bird and gone for Dual Wing Beat, so it wouldn't lose any health when it hit me, if it wanted to, but whatever. They're both really good in me. I was worried. I was really, really worried that Mega Sableye could have been coming. Because, versus my opponent who had Ground, I was using a lot of Leech Seed. Grass types are really effective at Stall. So Mega Sableye having the ability Magic Bounce, I could have been rendered useless. And unless I could either hit him with a super effective fairy move with like Specs Whimsicott or something, or set up my attack stat, he could just keep healing and set up on me. Usually Sableye runs things like, Will-O-Wisp, Recover, Knock Off, Foul Play, this really passive kind of play, which I think is, great on the OU teams, the ladder teams, that it was really effective on before it got banned in Gen 7, I think. I think, though, that Calm Mind Mega Sableye is really, really effective. A set like this where I'm just going to put... Look at these base sets. 125 defense, 115 spit F. If you're fully physically invested, so you don't take crap from physical moves, just set up in my face with Calm Mind. I can't whittle you down with Leech Seed, with Toxic, with anything. And then spam, Shadow Ball. I put Signal Beam. But, the thing is enough, Will-O-Wisp Hex or Dark Pulse, whatever it wanted to run. And then recover it to keep yourself alive. Really great Pokemon. Surprised it didn't come. I understand why it didn't, though. The Mega he did bring was also really scary. Somebody mentioned to me in my Discord while I was prepping for this match that Alolan Muck is terrifying. And I was like, thank you, because I completely forgot about this thing. For it being one of the coolest Pokemon introduced in Sun and Moon, I don't know how I forgot about it, but Assault Vest Alolan Muck is the most absurdly fat special wall in the game. That's not true, obviously. Blissey exists, but for the Punch the Thing packs, for 105, attack stat, Poison Jab, Knock Off, Pursuit, thing hits really hard, cripples everything, poisons stuff that doesn't want to be poisoned, takes off the item of stuff that relies on its item, and then Fire Punch for coverage against grass types. Super duper duper scary. I don't think it came. I'm happy it didn't. Hydreigon, super powerful Pokemon, resists grass. It's up nasty plot, faster than everything I got. Unless I'm running Virizion, which wouldn't have been a bad idea, or Whimsicott, which also wouldn't have been a bad idea. But those Pokemon get dealt with by like Mandibuzz and Honchkrow. I think he would have been good. And Bisharp is also really, really scary. Everybody's been swept by this thing at one point in their life. Swords Dance, Sucker Punch, scary. Alright, so the Dark type match. Ooh. Why can I not turn the music off? Play music off. Switch sides. That is... There we go. Music off. Okay. Shows you how much I know this UI. So he brings Mega Houndoom, which is completely understandable. Fire types being super effective against grass. He's also really fast. So, he outpaces Rotom-Mow. He outpaces Breloom. I think he outpaces Zarude. I think it's like 110, 115 or something. Zarude's only 105. I don't know the thing's baseline, but I know it's strong. I know it's fast. It would have been cool to see him run like Sunny Day on something to get the solar power boost, but I get why he wouldn't. Alright. So, turn 1, he taunts me. Which I was like, oh, well, like spooky. Like, let me not, it was purely by luck that I didn't set up Stealth Rocks. I think the reason I didn't is because one of the few ways I have to deal with Mega Houndoom was Crazily. So I wanted, I can't like set up rocks and then be totally like lack a switch in the back, with the exception of Mega Venusaur. But then Mega Venusaur is getting hit by everything on all sides. Mandibuzz, Honchkrow, Greninja. Like, you can't let one defensive Pokemon take on like 3 to 4 different threats, because it'll get chipped down way too fast. So I wanted to kill this thing before I set up rocks. Rock Blast does nothing. I don't know if I had like negative attack or something. I keep getting unlucky. I got two hits in a row. If I got 2 3 hits, it would have died. a 4 and a 2, it would have died. It was really unfortunate, the luck I got. Here he sets up Destiny Bond, takes me out with him. Not the biggest deal in the world, because really the only reason why I needed Cradilly, looking at his team, was to take on Mega Houndoom. It did do a decent amount of damage to Honchkrow, it did do a decent amount of damage to Mandibuzz, but Mega Houndoom was the main thing that Cradilly was there to beat. I use this safe switch in to get my Venusaur Mega up, so it could take on ice types either from Greninja or from Weavile. Icicle Crash does crap. I start healing. In his head, he's probably like, oh no. I get rid of this thing's heavy duty boots. Rocks would have been real nice this game because it goes to turn like 70. Don't worry, I'll speed up when it gets there. I kind of wish I didn't hit Nasty Plot there. I kind of wish I hit Thunderbolt. U-turns out on me. This thing is useless. Blossom is so, like, I wish I didn't bring it this game. I was thinking that it might have been really good into Sableye. Being able to set up on, not caring about a Will-O-Wisp really, and being able to set up with Quiver Dance and having a Moonblast. But it is too slow and not fat enough to handle the onslaught of these two birds, an Ice-type attacker, a Fire-type attacker, and Greninja, which can do whatever the hell it wants. So, Brave Birds me. This is important, though. Getting these sacks on these two Pokemon that I did to bring Honchkrow down to 81 from the Brave Bird. Because right here, I get this Mach Punch, it crits. Everybody's going, oh, like, crit mattered, like, oh, whatever. I calced it. Adamant, Choice Band, Technician, Mach Punch did like 79 point something, like 79.5 or whatever, to like 93. So the roll was way in my favor. It was like more likely than I got that kill than it was to like hit a Focus Blast. So I'm glad I got the damage that I did, because in case I didn't get the crit, I might have lost this game. Spiritomb. I'm choice banded, so I have to switch out. I can't hit that ghost type that's right in front of me. I bring in Zarude. This thing is baller. Zarude is broken. Zarude being introduced in Generation 8 to the roster of monotype grass teams is super duper huge. It'll come back later in this tournament, but its speed is really, really great. I try to bulk up in his face, and knowing that either a Will-O-Wisp or a Toxic is coming my way, because I have jungle healing, which is going to happen right now. I think. There we go. Jungle healing heals me for 25% and gets rid of a status condition. I think people kind of slept on it when it came out, because 25 isn't anything, if you've played Sword and Shield. Life Dew in a single situation is really bad. But getting rid of status is amazing. Being able to wall these ghost-type Pokemon that want to burn you. You're fighting a Drifblim with like Strength Slap Willow or a Cursula or whatever. Bulk up jungle healing, great set to combat those Pokemon. It's reminiscent of Refresh on things like Dragon Dance Altaria or Calm Mind, Latias in earlier meta games. Really, really strong. He's pain splitting me. Don't know why. I don't know why he's not switching. I think you just have Air Slash on Mandibuzz, so Mandibuzz probably would have been a good idea. I kill this thing with Power Whip. He goes into Weavile now. He makes the claim, oh wait, the plus defense, I don't think I can overcome this. He completely forgot that I would have been able to tank either a U-turn or an Ice Punch from Greninja, and Weavile's Icicle Crash. I Drain Punch it, I heal all the way up. He's like, oh geez, what do I do? Then this happens. He Ice Punches me, and I get frozen. Had I not gotten frozen, Zarude would have won from that point in the game. I keep desperately trying to thaw by random chance and Drain Punch and heal up. But nope, I'm frozen the whole time. And I go, okay. I go into my Venusaur. If I went into Breloom and I went for Mach Punch, he would have went into Mandibuzz in the back, hit Air Slash, and I would have taken unnecessary damage. I could, of course, went into Breloom and hit Rock Tomb. I don't think it to hit KO'd. But then, of course, I risk him kind of making the silly play and just attacking right into me. And then, of course, my read would have been null and void. It's a Yomi thing. So Venusaur was the safest option to me. And I'm going to make this go fast. Maybe hyper fast. This is a masterclass. I'm so sick at PP stalling. I only have 7 syntheses to go. Now I'm at 6. I save those until I absolutely need them. I get so much value out of getting Leech Seeds on the Switch that up until turn, like, this game lasts to, like, turn 70. There's no... I have all my synth... Like, I excuse me, I probably use it at, like, turn, like, 35 or something. 65 rather, I'm sorry. Basically, I stall him. I'm gonna go hyper fast here. I stall him out of roosts. He roosts 15 times before I use all my syntheses. I think. Maybe I'm capping. But I do this thing where I get him low enough, and I get in Breloom on a predicted defog, so he can... the intention is that he's wasting PP, so he doesn't run out of roosts. So he ends up defogging, I bring in Breloom, I kill him, and then I subsequently deal with the Greninja, which we're going to get to very shortly. I still have 2 syntheses. Venusaur's a behemoth. Mega Venusaur is one of my favorite megas of all time. That thing is so fat. Unreasonably so. None of the other matches are this long. So I apologize. He only has 7 roosts. I still have 1 synthesis. That I use right there. I stall a few turns. And there we go. I get in Breloom on a defog because he's trying not to use all of his roosts, I think. I kill him with Rock Tomb. And then I bring in this thing to tank a hit so I can come back in. My intention is if Greninja does indeed kill Venusaur, I can come in and Mach Punch the Greninja, and I'd be just fine. Of course, unless he had Shadow Sneak, but I don't think he did. Why would he? Because if he bred out Greninja, he was faster than me using Rock Tomb. Let's say he Ice Punched me and he killed me, or he Ice Punched me and he crit me and he killed me, or he froze me. There was just way less risk switching into Venusaur, sacking that Pokemon, bringing Breloom back out, and hitting Mach Punch for the kill. Turn 76 was rough. I'm sorry I put all the viewers through that. All right. Water. Water, 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 water. Another really great matchup for grass. Um, I think water can be a little more creative than grass types can. I think grass types are a lot more limited than water. Um, but ultimately, I can bring grass type stab moves, and water types can't really bring water type stab moves. It would be unoptimal. So really great matchup for me, of course. Um, I was thinking that Pelipper was going to come because Hurricane Spam is fantastic and is one of the few ways to deal with Mega Venusaur. Um, Toxapex is hard to break. I really thought Tentacruel was going to come after I brought Leech Seed um, 2 weeks in a row. I figured that Liquid Ooze was going to come. It would have been a really great way to handle that. Any set. Swords Dance, Poison Jab. It could have been. I don't know. Mirror. The thing has a lot of moves. Probably Swords Dance. I think Swords Dance, Poison Jab would have been great, but any set that Mon could have brought. Sap Sipper Azumarill, because it's a Mon immune to grass and can trap me with a Whirlpool Perish Song. It could get rid of any number of threats that would have been in his way. Let's say I brought Ferrothorn. He traps me, he kills me. Now I have, one less really defensive piece to come in and tank hits and be annoying. Volcanion is one of the few Pokemon that has fire coverage for water types, as well as poison coverage, which is really great. The reason why I put Body Press as the last slot here is because it is super effective against Cradily, which has been my fire resist so far. Not fire, you know what I'm saying. But special wall into fire types. Urshifu Rapid Strike is really spooky. It does indeed get Aerial Ace and Zen Headbutt for Mega Venusaur, Close Combat for Ferrothorn, Cradily, Zarude, U-Turn to keep momentum up. Really, really strong Pokemon. Mon's busted. Unseen Fist, you can't protect through it. And Stall loves Protect. Annoying. I knew the thing was coming, I think. Some of these the rest of them are just like some cheese that I would have thought to maybe bring. You'll need to use Reflect type more. This move is cool as hell. I use it a lot on ladder with Latias to deal with things like Venusaur in Generation 6 and 7. Being able to, I could turn myself into a grass poison type, or I could turn myself into a grass steel type or a grass rock type. What are you going to do against me? And I have natural cure, so you can't. I have leftovers to heal. I have recover to heal. You can't poison it. This set would have been really cool, and it's probably what I would have brought if I was water going into grass. Slowking and Slowbro, yes, they're both weak to grass, but they have Psychic Flamethrower and Ice Beam, which are really good into grass, and tank one hit at least. You could have used those moves on either of these Pokemon, but also other options would have been Signal Beam, which would have been amazing into Zarude, as well as Body Press or Counter, and then Teleport is a broken way to get your offensive Pokemon in for free. Kingdra, if he did indeed bring Pelipper, I think Kingdra would have been great to continue to Hurricane Spam. And yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Water is the most abundant type in the game. There was tons and tons of options. He brought a lot of Pokemon that I didn't mention here that weren't in the forefront of my memory, which could have been absolute, it could have demolished me. Greninja, stupidly, I forgot again. After fighting Dark and seeing Greninja, I was like, wait, Greninja's broken. I should have thought about him. Maybe because he's ugly as sin, and I hate him. Is why I try to keep him out of my memory, as much as I can. Not ugly Araquanid. Araquanid's cool as hell. He doesn't need Bring Volcanion. Gyarados is super huge, similarly to what I was fearing from Landorus in the ground match. Being able to use a flying type Z move and using Dragon Dance and Bounce. What's this thing called? Gliscopod. I have drafted Gliscopod twice. I think it has a chip now. Gliscopod is really great. First impression. Looking at my team over here, kills at least 3 things between Cradilly, Rotom-Mow, and Celebi. And Urshifu Water, which I did expect. Alright. So I bring in Ferrothorn with a very cheeky nickname, I think. He sets up Webs. Webs was impactful this game because Celebi was affected by Webs, and it wants to be faster than things like Urshifu and everything, really. But all the other Pokemon, Rotom has Levitate, and the other Pokemon don't care and expect to be slower. I get a knockoff on the Switch. Gets rid of his Choice Scarf. Which probably was at a detriment to me, honestly, because now he could switch up moves and stuff. If I see him go for Sludge Wave, now Gourgeist becomes a switch in, or now Venusaur becomes a switch in. But because he's not choice locked, I have to worry about him switching to fire type moves and taking something out on the Switch. Urshifu comes in, little Rapid Strike, I get the Toxic. I go into Dr. Nod's Hoo-Ha. Shout out to my friend Maywaku. He U-turns on me. And I miss a critical Will-O-Wisp. Very annoying. I was at 32%. And he had hit a knockoff. So after the Will-O-Wisp, he wouldn't have been able to 2-tap me, and I could have healed back up with Pain Split. Now it's really annoying. Go into Cradilly, my special wall, tanks a flamethrower, get my rocks up, which is really good into Gyarados and Gliscopod and Araquanid and Volcanion. Really, really great Stealth Rock game. So I knew those were valuable, had to get them out. Overheat was a weird... Maybe it was a bad roll or something. Maybe it could have had a chance to kill. I think he just clicked it. I'm not sure. I get that thing back to full. Gourgeist is just something I'm not really worried about sacking at this point. So I switched it in on the Urshifu. This was a bad play because he by me. He went into Volcanion earlier on the Pain Split, and I think he's thinking the same thing. While this thing's just like sackable now. So I don't know why I Pain Split it again because I healed him. It was a little silly. That happens. Go back into Cradilly. Thinking it's Hidden Power Ice. Could have been Hidden Power Fighting. I don't know why it would have been. I think it's Hidden Power Ice. Rock Slide for some chip. Was meant for Volcanion, obviously, who would have died probably. But you see, I switched to Rock Slide because Rock Blast was paying me dust. Was giving me no damage. So I'm happy I did switch to Rock Slide. He U-turns there into Gliscopod. Knockoffs me, KOs me, boohoo, poor Dr. Nuts. He sacks Urshifu to get in something for free. Brings it for free is a strong word because he's taking rocks and spikes, which is a little spooky for him. It would have been great if he had a spinner, a Starmie, a Tentacruel. using Leech Life. I eat that up. I'm a physical attacker and a Iron Barb, so he's hurting himself by trying to heal himself. Switches to Lunge, which I don't know. I think you should have kept Leech Seeding Leech Lifing to heal a little bit up. That thing dies to hazards. I set up hazards again, knowing that I'm not in any threat. That's a weird switch to make. He's just sacking Golisopod and taking more chip on Araquanid. I Volt Switch. Sends out Greninja. Ice Punches me. Missed the Rock Slide. Another unfortunate miss by me. I don't want to take damage on anything in the back. That's unnecessary, and I don't really need Cradily at this point. So, going to Ferrothorn, healing up, be annoying. Vanjie's probably in the chat yelling at me. End the game, stop stalling. Alright, bro, whatever. Go play Platinum on the DS. And I think at this point his intention is I don't know if it was a throw or what, but I'm Scarf, so I outspeed him, and he can't do anything from here, and he loses his Greninja, and it's GG for me. At this point of the bracket, it was best of 3, so we had 10 minutes to go and switch one of our Pokemon and all of our sets out and go back into it. So the next game, I see that he switches his bug guy, Golisopod, Mr. Cool Guy, for another Mr. Cool Guy, arguably cooler guy. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's like Clayster. Which could have been a Rapid Spinner if he wanted to. But I saw it and I said, whoa, that's really frightening. I don't know if I have a way to deal with Shell Smash Cloyster, especially with King's Rock, with the likelihood of getting flinches, because Ferrothorn gets 2 or 3 tapped, but you could flinch them once or twice, if there's some chip on it from a U-turn Greninja or, anything, a Leech Life or Araquanid. Thing could do some serious damage to me and could indeed have swept me, I think. Especially considering, it's just really crazy. Music off, play the game. Here, I'm still Scarfed, but I'm really worried that he might be Scarfed because I was Scarfed last game, so he could be faster than me, hit me with an Ice Beam, and kill me. To make sure that doesn't happen, I make a switch, because Rotom is really important for me to win the game. He uses Infestation, which I don't know. Infestation is a really cool move, and I think if you have Will-O-Wisp or if you have Curse on like a Dusclops or a Pain Split, there's ways to make that move work really well. I don't know why he used it here, because I 1v1 him for years. He sets up Sticky Web, I use Power Rep. Do I use Power Up again, or do I set up Rocks? I use Protect. Weird Protect. I probably should have hit him. Knock off, Stealth Rock, something. Maybe I didn't have Stealth Rocks, maybe I only had Spikes, because I have Rocks on this thing. Burn's a little unfortunate. Doesn't give me survivability I need, and now my attack stat is weakened, and I could have maybe two-tapped a minus defense Cloyster, but because I'm burned, I definitely can't. It's really scary. If he shell smashed again, it might have been a wrap. It might have been a wrap. I think if he shell smashed again, Venusaur couldn't take one. Ferrothorn probably got two tapped, but then Power Whip is not 100% accurate. So see, this thing, I think it's full physical defense. It might have been a tiny bit special defense, but one crit could have killed me. So really, really threatening Pokemon. This is the weird. Why did he do this? Zap Cannon Gyarados. I think it has Thunder Wave. Does it have that? Hold on. What? Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave is 90% accurate, and it always paralyzes and has 32 PP. Zap Cannon has 8 PP and is 50% accurate, and grass types resist electric. So I think he was like checked out a little bit and wanted some clout with his pallies, which I completely respect, 100%. Definitely was not the winning move. Goes into Araquanid, Thunderbolt him. It was a sack, basically. I wasn't sure if Thunderbolt killed that thing from full. Urshifu does have a pretty good HP stat, to my knowledge. So I didn't want to lose Rotom right away to a close combat or something. Or an Ice Punch. He goes into Gyarados. I get up a Leech Seed. I'm healing. He uses Zap Cannon. He hits it. He paralyzes me. I Will-O-Wisp him. What a terrible trade of status for him. I don't know why he... Yeah. Special Gyarados. Interesting. Specs might have been cool. With like Flamethrower. Does that Mon get Hurricane? Hold on. It does. Spec Gyarados with Hurricane. That would have been heat. Intimidate Mon. Maybe. Alright. Into Breloom or something. That would have been super sick. Or, Expert Bells or anything. This thing, okay, I think I did put some special investment because I'm looking at that damage and I'm like, that thing was fat as hell. Let me get rid of this one. Grass versus water. Yeah, it was mixed. It was mixed defenses. And honestly, if it was like this, I would have died to Cloyster. So I want to keep it as accurate as it was. Synthesis back up. And if he had rain, Joe said this on commentary while the match was happening. If he had rain, my synthesis wouldn't have been doing crap. Granted, neither would his flamethrower. But if he had flying spam, he could very easily deal with this Pokemon that's been a huge thorn in the side of my opponent the past several games. Synthesis. Flamethrower. I'm out healing him. Greninja, I use Earthquake, get some chip, which would have not killed Volcanion, but probably would have two-tapped it. Sludge Bomb. Urshifu Rapid Strike, Ice Punch, doesn't do anything to me, because I'm a Gargantuan. Any GG's, knowing that there's not a whole lot he could do. Also, I changed from game 1 to game 2. The Celebi set, I think it was the Bug Resist Berry, so I can get an attack off. In game 2, I changed it to Choice Scarf, so I could still be faster than things that I'm naturally faster than, like Volcanion, with a Sticky Web up on my side of the field. So I could have hit him Urshifu with a Psychic, or Gyarados Araquanid, Volcanion with a Shock Wave. I think it has weird coverage. Earth Power. He doesn't want the game to go on too much longer, so he switches around moves a little bit. Okay, he is, let's see. Now I'm on the finals. All right, we look at the... I don't have the bracket up anymore. Anyway, going into finals, it was either going to be Flying, piloted by my good pal, also from New Paltz Smash Club, Vanji, Vanjmaster Flex, or another very handsome pally of mine, Dylan O'Pancakes, piloting Psychic. Both atrocious matchups for grass. If I looked over here to the little team building guide for the grass type thing, read this, by the way. This is and really interesting. I love like metagame breakdowns. People got to read more, smug on forums, little articles and stuff. Weird stuff, little niche things. Like, I remember one time it was like a deep dive to like the fighting types of Little Cup, and I'm such a nerd and such a loser that shit like intrigues me. So threatening types and how to handle them down here. Flying and Psychic are right there. So I definitely brought a few of these Pokemon, Shiftry, Ferrothorn, Gogeist, into my... Actually, I didn't bring Ferrothorn because I knew he was going to bring fire coverage into me. But let's look at the threat list. Why don't we? Because Gen 8 bought a lot of stuff to Psychic that's really, really good for it. So Tapu Lele is one of the ways you can get around Rillaboom. Setting up your own terrain and having strong type Psychic type special attackers is the way to deal with Venusaur. So having a Pokemon that can hit between Psychic, Moonblast, Focus Blast, you're killing Venusaur, you're killing Zarude. Excuse me. You're killing Ferrothorn, Cradily. You're doing massive amounts of damage to everything it possibly bring. Indeedee, similar thing. Also has Mystical Fire. Fire coverage is great. And reduces the opponent's special attack stat literally every time you hit it. So if you hit the Venusaur on the switch and you're like, oh geez, I should have went for a Psychic, I'm still hitting you less hard. So Mystical Fire is a really, really great move that a lot of Psychic type Pokemon got this generation. Jirachi. Zen headbutts me down. I can't do anything about that. Fire Punch, better chance to burn. 20% chance to burn. Ferrothorn super effectively hits all those grass types super effectively, with the exception of Appleton and Cradily and Mega Venusaur. But Venusaur gets beat by Zen Headbutt. Victini, V-Create, broken move. Metagross, really strong, broken move. I don't have Fire Stab or Ground Stab or Ghost. Oh, I do have Ghost Stab, my bad. But it's unlikely that you're going to kill that thing in one hit. A Weakness Polity Agility set could have, like that's scary, I think, a lot. Slowking, Galar, Psychic, and Poison, that's like 2 bad matchups. Whoa, that's really scary. Did you know that Mega Latios is legal? Mega Latios and Mega Latias are legal? That thing would have 6-0'd me. If Dylan O'Pancakes knew the Mega Latios was legal and he wanted to, and he wanted to super try hard, and he wanted to 6-0 me, he would have brought Mega Latios. And I don't think there would have been much of a... I couldn't have done anything, really, because it outspeeds Zarude. Or he could have run Gallade, and a base Gallade has Justified. I hit it with a Dark type move. It gets an attack boost, and then it kills me with Close Combat. And it's also faster than Zarude, and it has 165 attack stat, and it has super effective moves on everything I could have possibly brought, with the exception of the Ghost types. No, because those are also weak to Ice Punch. So yeah, that thing would have been broken too. So Psychic's terrifying, as you can see. So going into it, I brought a weird team. Zarude, because it has dark coverage, super effective into psychic types, and it has Grassy Surge, which is a way to deal with Psychic Surge, and I think Psychic Surge is excruciatingly painful. And any team that faces it, that's like not a Steel type team or a Dark type team. Originally, I had Life Orb here, I think. Life Orb or Choice Band without the Swords Dance, of course. Was I wanted to tank a hit and get some, I don't know. I switched it in game 2. This thing was the MVP. Dark type fast. I gave it a Choice Scarf to outpace those really threatening fast Pokemon like Latios and Glade and all those things. I ran Dylan for some backstory here. Season 1 of the Pokemon Commuter Lounge League, also known as the Pokemon Coomer Lounge League, I had drafted Delmise, and Dylan, my Grand Finals opponent, had drafted Tornadus, and used Heat Wave into my Delmise, and it did like 20% or some pitiful damage, and I killed it back with like Anchor Shot or something, because max special defense Assault Vest Pokemon are crazy. So I wanted to bring that back and then make a callback and do something silly, and I also think it was good into this team. Psychic Fairies are good, it has Anchor Shot, it has Poltergeist, coverage. Pokemon Unite! The Decidueye, Life Orb, Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak. It's not quite an Aegislash. Certainly gets the job done. Dumpy, because he had some Fire-type Pokemon. I know that Victini was going to be very, very threatening, and I just wanted to give Victini a reason to click an Ice move instead of clicking V-Create every single time, because I do indeed resist V-Create, and can like Leech Seed, recover, high horsepower, do something. This thing originally was a Trevenant, and it did absolutely nothing. I thought Harvest Trevenant might have been able to pop off. I don't remember the set I ran. Maybe it was Curse. I don't remember, but it sucked and it died. So I switched it to a Shiftry, and Shiftry is broken. Not actually. It actually kind of sucks. But Sucker Punch is a great move to have. Stab Sucker Punch, and it is faster than Cacturn by quite a bit, who does the same thing. And its speed comes into play in game 2. So let's get into it. So finals. Let's like make it like a little, yeah, little dark types. Okay. So I lead with Zarude because I know that I am Scarfed and I can get off a U-turn before he can do anything, and nothing on his team is base 100 or faster. Anything he brought out, Scarf Zarude would have outpaced. Hoping he didn't have Ice Beam, he didn't, because he used U-turn as well. Gardevoir used Moonblast. So game 1, I didn't have any special defense EVs on Delmise. It was all HP and attack. Which is not terrible, right? Because it does maximize, it kind of evenly splits your effective physical bulk and your effective special bulk. But for every 2 points that you invest into special defense, on a Pokemon with an Assault Vest, you're getting 3. So for every 8 EVs, you're getting 12, right? Like 4 for free. So I did not eat that Moonblast nearly as well as I should have. So it two-tapped me, which is miserable for a Pokemon that I wanted to tank some special hits. So I switched that game too. Maxwell, Leech Seed. Knocks me off. See, like, why did I bring that trash? Terrible. U-turn, kill that ugly guy. Bring in Ape Champ with Rillaboom. I switch out because I know that if I click knock, it's gonna have a weakness policy, and it's gonna kill me. Also, because Rillaboom could be a win con in late game, because even though he has a Victini and a Delphox, if they're weakened a little bit, you could it'll kill because Zarude, like Rillaboom, that move is strong, that mon is strong. I've seen Grassy Glide do like 60-70% to Cinderaces and stuff in like base Gen 8. So definitely don't sleep on Rillaboom damage. Also, a point to make is that Kartana is banned in this metagame, and I feel like if Mega Latios and Mega Latias are legal, and Mega Glade is legal, and all this, how is Kartana more busted than some of the stuff that Psychic got? Because I feel like Grass sucks. The amount of shared weaknesses that Grass types have. I was robbed. All right, Kartana, give me Kartana. I would have brought that joint every game. Dumpy. Ice Punch does nothing. For Thick Fat is really, really good. I love this Pokemon, this little apple pie man. He is so fantastic. Between leftovers, grassy terrain, and leech seed, look how much I can wall this thing for days. I know he's gonna switch out, I think, so I hit leech seed again. And he hits U-turn. What do I do? Apple Acid. Not a bad play. Got some damage. Grassy terrain boosted. He Moonblasts me, I die. I cannot take damage. The reason why I let that thing die, I don't want to take any damage on Decidueye or Rillaboom or Zarude because those mons are really important to my endgame, to my win con. I need them to kind of burn through everything now. Something else I was gonna say. Sheesh. Alright. Decidueye. He switches out. I got a Swords Dance up. He's probably thinking, holy crap, beater. I have a Life Orb. This does not kill. He V-creates me. Which lets me go into Rillaboom and click Grassy Glide. If I did not click Grassy Glide and I hit a Dark type move thinking that he went into Metagross or something, trying to make that play, he would have V-created me again. You know, if he's Choice Scarf, then he's still faster than me, despite the speed drop, and he would have killed me and I would have lost the game. So hit the Grassy Quiet as the safe play, goes into Metagross. I set up a Swords Dance. He Ice Punches me. I believe I'm naturally faster, and I hit Darkest Lariat and I kill him. Darkest Lariat also, fun fact, goes through defense boosts. So if he had a Pokemon that was setting up a their physical defense on me, I could have broken through it with Darkest Lariat, which I believe I also had on Zarude. Pokemon that could have done that were like maybe Acid Armor Reuniclus, Acid Armor Calm Mind Reuniclus. They could have been, which honestly would have done a lot of work into me, I think. Maybe. I'm not choice banded anything, and Acid Armor makes you real fat. Um, there was one that somebody mentioned. The little orbital, the little UFO man. Iron Defense Orbital, some body press, some um, cosmic power Orbital. Some. Brings in Delphox. I use Grassy Glide. Doesn't kill, but it does 88% for a resisted hit on a Pokemon that's not exactly paper thin. And now I have a Scarfed Zarude to clean up. So I use Power Whip here because it's stronger than Darkest Lariat, and I do calc really quickly before I click my move. Anything obviously would have killed the Delphox, but Gardevoir is at 71%, and I don't think Darkest Lariat was a guaranteed OHKO on Gardevoir. It was a roll, and I think the roll was enough to warrant me using the less accurate move. So it was a bit of a numbers game. I hit the Power Whip. I win the game. Awesome. Okay. We have 10 minutes to reconsider our team. Go back in, and again, I switched Trevenant to Ugly Man, the Shift Tree. I took out my HP EVs and put them into special defense on Delmise. I believe I gave these Rude a Focus Sash, and probably some other minor tweaks. But he has to keep 5 Pokemon that he brought to game 1. The one he got rid of was what? Delphox? That's a weird switch, I think. Swoobat's cool. Swoobat's cool as heck. This is heat. This is some heat. All right, I had a Choice Band Shiftry. Choice Band does not, although it says that it gives you a 50% boost to your physical attack stat, it actually does not do that. What it does is gives you a 50% boost to the base power of your physical moves. That includes moves like Body Press. That also includes moves like Foul Play, which go to are based off of your opponent's physical attack stat. So even though Shiftry has 100 base attack, which is not bad at all, it is not Metagross's base attack, which is 135, which is a whole lot stronger. Also, I believe I am Jolly, and he could have been Adamant. I outspeed him, and I hit Foul Play, and it one-shots because it's coming off of a 135 base attack. Is it faster? Is it strong? What's the base power? 95, which is stronger than Sucker Punch. No way Sucker Punch killed. It would have done a lot, but Foul Play did more. And maybe he was trying to set up Stealth Rocks. Maybe he was reading Sucker Punch, and so he didn't click an attacking move and click something else. I don't know. But Foul Play was the only way to get a kill there. I have to switch out because he's faster than me, and he's going to V-create me or something. U-turned on me. Got the chip. U-turn was great because it would have killed Shiftry anyway. This is my switch in. Great play by his part because he goes into Swoobat, who has Substitute. Appleton is very passive and cannot do a whole lot of damage and breaks the Substitute, and he probably feels really confident here. I go into Zarude. Fortunately, he does not Air Slash right away. He goes for the Calm Mind, which I don't blame him because you want to do the Swoobat thing and set up simple Calm Minds. For some reason, because it was a good 4th move to have, I wasn't expecting this really. I had Encore on Zarude, which comes in super duper clutch, and it keeps calm minding. Dylan Note Pancake says, "Wow, you're an animal," and I say, "I know, I'm sick." Wait, hold on. Encore Calm Mind. Do we both switch? Why didn't I? Oh, I'm scarfed. I had Scarf Encore. Okay. I was like, why didn't I just Darko's Lariat? Yeah, I was scarfed. Okay, so I had to switch into Shift Tree and hit Foul Play or Knockoff or something. Dumb Eyes, Superpower. I don't. He. Oh God. Knockoff was such a good move. Yeah. Okay, I die. Assault Vest. I bring in Zarude. I have U-turn on this thing, so I click it. I switch on out to Shift Tree. I don't know if Shift Tree would. It's Choice Banded. Maybe it would have killed there. Sucker Punch. Rillabeezy. Superpower. So I want Chip here. I do have U-turn, but I didn't want anything in the back to take damage. If I would have clicked U-turn, it still wouldn't have killed because he was at +1 defense. And Zarude, Shiftry, and Decidueye are much better at cleaning up this game with their moves that are super effective and psychic. Their priority moves and stuff, or in Zarude cases, speed tier, than Rillaboom was. And it's still nice to have Appleton for dealing with. Appleton would have been a bad play because he could set up another superpower on it because it won't kill it right away, and he'll be at like several attack boosts and defense boosts. That would have been scary. So my best play there was to hit Grassy Glide, get some damage off, and put it in kill range of something else. He's a 78%. I bring in Zarude. I hit U-turn because I don't think Darkest Lariat would have killed there. I did not calc it, but if it's like max defense or something silly, it definitely wouldn't have. So I'm playing it really safe. I sack Decidueye. Go back into Zarude. He goes into Swoobat. I click Darkest Lariat. Malamar, click Darkest Lariat. Click Darkest Lariat. U-turn. Doesn't die. Doesn't die yet. But I'm getting a whole lot of damage off. Considering how this late game went, with Zarude putting everything into kill range pretty much, I was probably way better off sacking Shiftry than Decidueye, because Decidueye had Shadow Sneak, which is super effective against Gardevoir. And I think maybe a better attack stat. Yeah, 107 versus 100. So I think it was a misplay to have Shiftry to clean up as opposed to Decidueye. Although it does come down to a speed tie at the end. Sucker Punch. Gardevoir. Tricks me. Avoids the Sucker Punch by tricking me. I use Knockoff. Spec Scarf. It's a speed tie. Unless he's not timid. And then I go into Appleton because I can no longer... I'm still choice locked and I can't... whatchamacallit? I can't Sucker Punch because I am choice locked into Knockoff because it did more damage. Yeah. I use a little baby amount of damage to win the game. And that's my bracket run. And I am deemed the winner of the Monotype Madness 7. So, yeah, that was really fun, guys. Thank you for watching. Again, there is so much recap to be done. Please comment below if you want to see season 4 or season 5, or the Know Your Enemy bracket was really, really fun. Obviously, when it comes to the Pokemon Commander Lounge League season 4 and 5, there's a lot of pretext. It'd be another like 45 to an hour long video. And I'm not going over anything before playoffs because there is like 10 weeks of battling. I'm not touching them. I'm good enough to get till playoffs, and then I go on from there in the bracket. Question of the day: what's your favorite grass type Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and thank you. Peace.